Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Gunpla TV. This is Evan, and this time we are looking at a new Gundam from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. This is the Gundam 00 Sky Moebius. Or is it Mebius? Because if you go by the katakana on the runners and the promotional material, it is Mebius. But I've always pronounced this word as Moebius, but I don't know. Please let me know how you pronounce this word in the comments. But just to keep things simple, I'm going to call this the Sky Moebius for the rest of this review. So anyway, this is a mobile suit piloted by Riku Mikami, who was the main character of the original Gundam Build Divers series. This Gundam is custom built based on Riku's Gundam 00 Sky from the original Gundam Build Divers series. So you'll see a lot of similarities here between the previously released Gundam 00 Sky, especially the higher than Sky phase version, and this kit. So what's in the box? Well, you get 14 runners, including polycaps and a runner for some round style pink beam blades. The A runner is from the original Gundam 00 kit, while most of the others are from the Gundam 00 Sky. But you do have some new runners as well. The H, I, and E parts are brand new for this kit. There are 2 runners for effects parts, this time in a green color instead of blue, with these kind of metallic looking sparkles injected into the plastic. There are also 9 stickers in total. 1 for the eyes, 2 for the head sensors, 2 for the knees, 2 for the rifles, and 2 for some color separation on the chest. Fully completed, you have your Gundam 00 Sky Moebius, 3 hands, 2 fists, and 1 open hand on the left side, 2 main rifles for the hands, as well as 3 extra guns that I'll get back to in just a second, 2 flat beam blades, and 2 rounded beam blades along with the hilts. There are also 4 effects parts, 2 for the GN drive, and 2 that go on the shins. And now for the articulation. So let's start with the head. You have a double joint here with your typical polycap neck. So there's one in the top of the chest here and as well as in the head. So you get some motion back and forth as well as side to side. And it can rotate 360 degrees. On the arm here, I'm going to move this back away in a bit. So on the arm here, you have a ball joint here in the arm. So you have motion up and down, front and back, and can also rotate 360 degrees, and is on a double joint for the elbow. Here the hands are on a ball joint, and there's this little polycap piece here which doesn't form a complete circle, so these kind of fall out a little easily in my opinion, but you get some decent motion here at the wrists. At the chest you get a little bit of motion front and back, not so much side to side, and you can also rotate here. The skirt arm in the front does move up and out of the way, as well as the side skirt armor. The back armor does not move. The legs can rotate at the hip on this ball joint so that they can move up and down, as well as rotate, and you hit a lot of motion. The only thing that really stops the leg is the skirt armor. This nicely designed knee is also double jointed, so this pops out, and there's another joint here as well. This shin piece also moves down, so you can actually pop this out. There we go. It pops out and slides down and snaps into place down here as well. There's a piece back here that can move up and down, and the ankle here has a lot of motion side to side because there's really no armor in the way here, and forward and back as well. In addition, this front piece folds down, and this heel also folds down. Not only that, there's a lot of articulation on the back here. The backpack can actually fold out and down and out of the way, like so. And there's a lot of moving pieces on this shoulder armor as well. So for example, you have this flap here that can move open and shut and rotates 360 degrees, so you can position it however you want. There is a gun in the back here that can actually slide forward, like so. And not only that, there's also a piece here that can fold open and closed. And this whole blue piece rotates on its own axis. In addition, there's another piece here that can fold forward and down. And here where the GN drive is, there's these little spikes. If you pull down on this part, the whole thing folds open really nicely, and this part here moves up. And that's for some of the different modes that you can do. So this opens up and you can put the effects parts here, or you can fold it down and it's out of the way so that the gun can move forward. Another thing with this backpack is you can actually take these guns off, fold this down like this, and then there's another piece here that can slide out and then attach into here, and now this is another rifle that you can use. And that just goes into the hand. Not only that, you can rotate this piece around and attach the gun here for an even larger gun. In addition, you could take this weapon, fold this around, and there's this extra beam blade piece that attaches right here. And you take this piece out like so, and now you have a new sword. That, and you can also take the skirt armor off, attach it to the hilt like so, and then attach a beam blade, and you have yet another beam saber. For other weapons, you have these effects parts that are triangles, and they can attach either to the forearms like so, or to the shins down here. These are on 3mm pegs, so you can really attach them anywhere you want as long as there's one of these kind of holes. And finally, there's the effects parts. You fold this part down and you attach it in here. It looks really nice. So not only do you get a lot of fancy gimmicks for all the different weapon modes you can make with the backpack, you also get a couple different modes for the Gundam itself. For example, the Lash Position, which is where you take the backpack and fold it downwards. According to the manual, this is a mode that makes the Gundam drop in power, but it's more flexible and speedy in its maneuvers. So this is kind of just a mode where the armor kind of drops off, and it displays more use of like the shin weapons and melee attacks. There's also the High Mat Full Burst mode, which is where all the guns on the backpack are front facing. There's also guns in the hands of the Gundam, so this is kind of just a all-out attack with all the different weapons. Very similar to something you'd see in Gundam Seed. And of course, you also have the Moebius drive unit, and these are the GN drives on the side where you can attach the effects parts, which looks really nice in my opinion. I wasn't too sure how I felt about the shiny particles in the plastic itself, but once you attach these, it does look really nice. And lastly, since this does recycle a lot of parts from the Gundam 00 Sky, you do have some extra weapons that are from one of the runners that you use. So the D runner has a few pieces that you'd use for the assembly of the Gundam, but because you had that whole runner, you do have the rifle from that kit, as well as some of the other accessories that normally would have been the backpack weapons for the Gundam 00 Sky, but they're here for you if you want them. The menu actually says assemble to your preference, so you don't need these, but they're there if you want to use them. I believe there's a couple pieces here that are missing, like there are some beam blade pieces that you would install, but the rifle here looks really cool, the Larong sniper rifle. So those are nice little extras that you can have. In addition, because again, you're using a lot of pieces from older kits, you have some extras such as, you have 2 of the blue V-fins because of the 2 H-runners that you get for the Moebius, but you also have the white version of this V-fin from the Gundam 00 Sky. As well as on the Gundam 00 kit, you have some random clear parts as well. Some of these I think were clear even on the original kit because these are the joints that kind of have this weird orb glass look to the joints. But there's also clear feet here, clear abdomen pieces, and a couple other extras. So if you happen to have a Gundam 00 laying around and you want to add some clear parts to it, they're there, I guess. But other than that, if you have the Gundam 00 Sky already, you probably have noticed how similar this kit is to that one. There are a few new things here that I really like the new armed wing binder backpack weapons. There's a lot of cool gimmicks you can do with those. But this really just feels like a slightly modified Sky rather than a brand new kit. If you have the Gundam 00 Sky already, especially the higher than Sky phase version, you might not be too interested in this one. But if you don't have that kit, this is a really nice version to choose from. The color scheme here with more whites as opposed to the blues really comes down to preference. But again, I really do like the new weapons and backpack, and I think I like the green effects parts here more than the blue. My only complaint is I wish this came with a stand. The higher than Sky phase version came with a really nice action base, but even one of those small basic stands that they've been including in a lot of these HD kits lately would have been nice. Regardless, this kit has a lot of great little gimmicks and features and a lot of good articulation and moving parts. So if you don't happen to have any of these Gundam 00 Sky kits, definitely check this one out. And I guess that's it for me for this episode of Gunpla TV, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.